Cooking is alchemy. It's about transforming raw ingredients into something delicious. And the magician's wand? That's heat. Heat rearranges molecules, changes textures, and unlocks hidden flavors. It's the driving force behind every delicious bite. Think about a raw potato. It's hard, bland, and not very appetizing, but apply heat and watch it transform. It becomes soft, fluffy, and ready to soak up flavors. That's the power of heat at work. From searing steaks to baking bread, understanding how heat affects food is key to unlocking culinary success. Let's delve into the science behind some common cooking methods and see how heat works its magic. We all love that beautiful brown crust on a seared steak. It's not just about the look, it's about the flavor explosion that happens with each bite. That crust is a sign of something magical happening in your pan, or the irresistible aroma of freshly baked bread. The golden crust on a loaf of bread is more than just a pretty face. It's a promise of the deliciousness inside. The smell alone can transport you to a cozy bakery on a chilly morning. That, my friends, is the Maillard reaction in action. This reaction is a cornerstone of cooking, transforming simple ingredients into culinary masterpieces. This chemical reaction between amino acids and sugars is what gives food that rich, complex flavor we crave. It's the reason why a seared steak tastes so much better than a boiled one. Imagine the sizzle of onions hitting a hot pan. That sound is the beginning of a transformation. As they cook, they go from sharp and pungent to sweet and savory. As the onions heat up, their sugars and amino acids react, creating hundreds of new flavor compounds. This is why caramelized onions taste so much richer and more complex than raw ones. This process is what makes browned foods so irresistible. Whether it's roasted potatoes, toasted bread, or grilled meats, the Maillard reaction is at work, making each bite a little piece of heaven. The Maillard reaction doesn't just create flavor, it also changes the texture of food. That crispy, crunchy exterior is a direct result of this reaction, adding another layer of enjoyment to your meal. Think about the satisfying crunch of a perfectly toasted marshmallow. The outside is crispy, while the inside remains gooey and soft. That's the Maillard reaction, creating a crispy outer layer. It's a beautiful dance of science and art, turning simple ingredients into something extraordinary. Steaming is like a gentle spa day for your food. By using the heat from steam, we can cook food evenly without losing precious nutrients. This method is perfect for delicate foods like fish and vegetables. Picture a bamboo steamer basket filled with colorful vegetables. As the steam rises, it gently heats the vegetables, preserving their vibrant colors and natural flavors. Steaming doesn't produce the same browning as other methods, but it locks in moisture and nutrients, resulting in healthy and flavorful dishes. Steaming is all about preserving the integrity of the ingredients. It's a technique that highlights the natural flavors and textures of food, making it a favorite among health-conscious cooks. Roasting is all about harnessing the power of dry heat to transform food. This method has been used for centuries, and for good reason. The intense dry heat of the oven works wonders on a variety of ingredients from meats to vegetables, creating a symphony of flavors and textures that are hard to achieve with other cooking techniques. Whether it's a whole chicken seasoned with herbs or a tray of root vegetables like carrots, potatoes, and parsnips, roasting creates incredible depth of flavor and satisfying textures. The high heat causes the Maillard reaction, a chemical process that browns the food and develops complex flavors. Think about a pan of Brussels sprouts tossed in olive oil and salt, roasting in a hot oven. As they cook, the outer leaves become crispy while the insides remain tender. The transformation is almost magical. The dry heat caramelizes the natural sugars in the Brussels sprouts, creating crispy edges and a nutty sweetness. This caramelization process is what gives roasted vegetables their distinctive rich flavor. Roasting intensifies flavors, making it a go-to method for bringing out the best in vegetables and meats. The high temperature not only enhances the taste but also locks in moisture, ensuring that the food remains juicy and tender. Roasting relies on even heat circulation, so using a good quality roasting pan and spacing food properly is key to achieving those delicious results. A well-arranged pan allows the heat to surround each piece of food, cooking it evenly and thoroughly. It's about patience and letting the heat work its magic over time. The gradual cooking process allows flavors to meld and develop, resulting in a dish that's both complex and deeply satisfying. So next time you want to elevate your meal, remember the power of dry heat and the art of roasting. Proteins are the building blocks of life, and they're also what give our food structure and texture. When we apply heat to proteins, we change their shape. This process, called denaturation, is what makes eggs solidify, meat firm up, and bread dough rise. Imagine cracking an egg into a hot pan. The heat denatures the proteins in the egg white, causing them to unfold and bond together. This process, known as coagulation, transforms the runny egg white into a solid white mass. Understanding how heat affects proteins is crucial for controlling the texture of our food. It's the difference between a perfectly cooked steak and one that's tough and chewy. Starches are like tiny packets of energy found in plants. When heated in the presence of water, starch granules absorb the liquid and swell, a process called gelatinization. This is what causes sauces to thicken, pasta to cook, and bread to develop its structure. Think of rice cooking in a pot of water. As the rice absorbs the water and heats up, the starch granules swell and burst, creating a creamy texture. Understanding starch gelatinization is essential for creating smooth sauces, perfectly cooked pasta, and fluffy rice. It's all about controlling the amount of liquid and heat to achieve the desired texture. Section 7. The magic of fats. Fats are essential for cooking. They add flavor, richness, and texture to our food. When we heat fats, we change their structure. This process, called rendering, releases their flavor molecules and transforms their texture. Imagine a pat of butter melting in a pan. As the butter heats up, the fat molecules begin to melt and separate from the milk solids. This process releases the rich buttery flavor and creates a smooth, velvety texture. Rendering fats is essential for everything from frying to baking. It's about understanding how different fats behave at different temperatures to achieve the desired flavor and texture in our food. Section 8. Culinary canvas. Painting with heat. Understanding how heat transforms food is like having a set of paintbrushes in the kitchen. We can use different cooking methods and techniques to create an infinite variety of flavors and textures. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try searing a steak and then finishing it in the oven. Roast vegetables until they're caramelized and tender. Steam delicate fish to preserve its moisture and flavor. By understanding the science of cooking, we can unlock a world of culinary possibilities. Cooking is about more than just following recipes. It's about understanding the why behind the what. When we understand how heat affects food, we become better, more intuitive cooks. Section 9. Beyond the plate, heat's wider influence. The principles of heat transformation extend far beyond our kitchens. While we often think of cooking as the primary application of heat, its influence is much more extensive. Heat is a fundamental element in various scientific and industrial processes that shape our world. From pasteurizing milk to brewing beer, heat plays a crucial role in countless industries. In the dairy industry, pasteurization is a critical process that ensures the safety and longevity of milk and other dairy products. This process involves heating the milk to a specific temperature to kill harmful bacteria without compromising its nutritional value. These processes rely on the same scientific principles that we use in our kitchens every day. The precise control of temperature is essential, whether you're cooking a steak to perfection or ensuring that a batch of milk is safe for consumption. The science of heat transformation is universal and underpins many of the foods and beverages we enjoy. Think about the process of pasteurization, which uses heat to kill harmful bacteria in milk, making it safe to drink. This method, developed by Louis Pasteur in the 19th century, revolutionized food safety and has been a cornerstone of public health ever since. Without pasteurization, the risk of foodborne illnesses would be significantly higher. Or the brewing of beer, which relies on precise temperature control to convert starches into sugars and create the perfect environment for yeast to ferment. The art and science of brewing have been refined over centuries, with heat playing a pivotal role in developing the flavors and qualities of different types of beer. Understanding the science of heat transformation allows us to appreciate the complexity and ingenuity of these processes and their impact on our daily lives. From the food we eat to the beverages we drink, heat is a silent yet powerful force that shapes our experiences and ensures our well-being. By delving deeper into these processes, we gain a greater appreciation for the intricate balance of science and art that goes into every bite and sip. Section 10. Keep exploring. This is just a taste of the fascinating world of food science. There's so much more to learn and discover. So put on your chef's hat, grab your whisk, and head into the kitchen. Experiment with different cooking methods, play with flavors, and most importantly, have fun. Share your culinary creations and the science behind them with friends and family. Together, let's continue to explore the magic that happens when heat meets food. Happy cooking! If you like this content, please comment, like, and subscribe.